Welcome to Dinner at the Round Table Podcast with DJ John Tavar, Nelly Nell, Chris Ryder, and Bodega the DJ on the ones and twos. Your source to knowledge. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Dinner at the Round Table.
GG, I am DJ John Tavar, Nelly Nell, Chris Ryder. We all Dinner at the Round Table Podcast, your source to knowledge. We got a special co-host tonight, the lovely Iris. Welcome to the show again. You know what I mean? And we got a special guest, my man Xavier. You know what I mean? Hold on. Let's just put a little clap on my man right there.
Yeah.
Make a little special right there, you know what I mean?
Got me for real welcome home-ish.
Yeah, man. What's going on, brother?
Chilling, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, man. Last time was kind of crazy last time. Dope episode, though, man. Dope episode, you know what I'm saying? All Latinos, black. Well, we spoke about that. That was an actual topic. I believe it was club scenes that we talking about, the club scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
I missed that one?
Yeah. That was crazy. We talked about everything. We talked about the CIN parties, you know what I'm saying, the Copa, the Latin quarters. Got in depth. It was like, what, 2 hours? No, 3 hours almost, the episode, man. One of the longest episodes, bro. Yeah, man. But, I mean, welcome again, brother. Welcome again, man. So, man, what's going on with you, though, bro?
Not much, man. Just trying to stay alive in this COVID pandemic days, you know. But I'm excited, you know. More in Angel Marie.
Got you. That's what's up. I mean, Ant was here, you know what I'm saying, a couple of weeks ago. You know what I mean? Supporting his brand. You know what I mean? I didn't even know that's actually his parents.
Yeah.
You know, they came from his parents and stuff. And I didn't know he was actually working there. Like, I mean, with them. You know what I'm saying? Getting the clothes done. I'm like, wow, man. I had no idea about that. Dude, no idea.
He's very, very talented, man. He's very, very talented. It's not like, you know how people take shirts and just screenshot it or put it on, like...
Yeah.
No, we really nip and, you know, sew and stitch over here.
Yeah, I mean, what's the website? Just so people to know. Like...
AngelMarieNYC.com.
Okay.
Instagram is Angel Marie NYC.
Okay.
And you can catch us in stores and Tom D's and all that.
Oh, word. So you guys, word. Okay. I thought you guys were just doing it independently. You guys are selling it on your own. And
no, we are, but
I mean, okay, but you guys also have it in stores.
Yeah.
Wow, I had no idea. Congrats on that.
Yeah, you got
Oh, that's dope, man. That's dope, man. I mean, shoot. Shout outs to Ant, man, because I had no idea you guys actually, had it in stores, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well, I mean, listen, man. I mean, thanks again for coming through, man. Welcome back. You know, we got the lovely Iris right now. You know what I mean? A little, you know what I mean? Iris, talk for us right now. What's going on with you? Shoot.
I'm nervous.
Talk.
It's
I mean,
going to take me some time.
Well, you're going to talk a lot. Iris going to talk a lot. You know why? Because tonight's topic is bad habits. And I think one bad habit Iris might have that she don't talk when the mic is on. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so definitely, man. But I think it's a very good topic to talk about, because I think bad habits, I believe that many people can actually relate to it. You know what I'm saying? I think all of us, just in general, all of us have some sort of bad habit. You know what I mean? I think, it's definitely something that some of us may recognize it or may not recognize it. But I mean, let's just, I don't know, let's just share our own personal bad habits. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I could start off with my bad habit. But before we do that, before we even want to start off, though, I mean, just to make it sure, like, you know what I'm saying? We're going to focus on these essential questions about bad habits. You know what I mean? How do you define bad habits, by the way? I mean, that's the key question, too. How do you define bad habits, and how does it begin? Those are two things that I want to focus on. And what can we do to break out of our bad habits? So we're going to definitely focus on those essential questions as far as, bad habit. So, what I'm saying? Bad habit, right? For me, I could definitely admit this 1,000%. Uh-oh, my bad. I got to turn my phone on. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. But my bad habit is basically, I don't know, like I procrastinate too much. You know what I'm saying? Like I just take too much. I take too long to do certain things. And I think that's one of my bad habits that I don't know. Like sometimes I just kind of like, I think I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it the next time, I'll do it the next day. And that's a bad habit that I truly have. You know what I'm saying? That I really need to really work on. I still, to this day, and I admit it, I still struggle with it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I think most people really relate to that too as well. But I mean, X, what's your bad habit though? Do you have a particular bad habit that you think, or that you recognize at least?
Overthinking.
Overthinking.
Right?
That's you know what? That's
a good one.
That really relates to procrastinating too. Like when you overthink too much, when you just like you know what I'm saying, you just overthink it too much.
Because I'm afraid of like failure in a way, right? Because we at an age where there's no mistakes. You know what I'm saying? There's no mistakes. All the right moves has to hit all the right corners. So that's why I try to think and play things out. You know, sometimes you slip and fall, but I don't want to fall flat on my ass. I have to start all over. So that's why I kind of overthink with everything. And so far, so good. You know, even my overthinking helped me. Sometimes it set me back, but it helped me more than it set me back.
Interesting you say that though, because I mean, when you overthink, I mean, it definitely goes with fear though too, though, right? Because you say to yourself, you know what I'm saying, like, what if I fail? What if I can't do this? And you start to really overthink, you know. But I mean, I do, you know, think that we need time to think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we need time to think. You know what I'm saying? But just don't think too much, which results into, you know, overthinking. You know, so that's a great point, though. I mean, again, though, I think that's something that many of us could really relate to, overthinking, in so many ways.
I think with every situation I have, or I've been through, or I'm trying to get into, is like, I think it like this. What's the worst case scenario in everything? I always expect the worst and hope for the best, right? So in any situation I'm in, what's the worst case scenario? If it's not too much that I can deal with it, then, you know, I'll take a chance. But if it's too much, I'm gonna scrap it and just think of something else to do something else, you know?
Interesting, because I know a lot of people too, though, that they actually have that bad habit, you want to say it like that, which is a bad habit, though. I would say it is a bad habit, because overthinking definitely takes time, too, because time, I think, is very precious, you know what I'm saying? So we definitely got to be very wise of how we use it. You know, I mean, when I say time, I'm talking about like as far as like things that, you know, you got to get done, certain deadlines. But yeah, you're right about that, overthinking. I mean, Iris, what you think? What's your bad habit?
I have a couple of them. Mines are bad though. Mines are really
Go
bad.
Ahead, give us one. Give us one.
I do overthink all the time. That's what you said. I was like, wow, that's a good one, because I overthink everything. I even overthink like people being mad at me. I'm like, my God, why are they so mad at me? Like, what did I do? And they'll literally ruin my whole day. And I always, I don't know, I tend to leave everything to the last minute. But I think my biggest bad habit is like doubting myself. That's been my biggest failure. Like doubting myself. That's been...
You know what? I can relate to that, because it's like, you know, you're underestimating yourself. You know, you're underestimating your potential and what you could actually do, what you actually possess. But again, that really goes back what you said too, though, overthinking and then, you know what I'm saying, fear. You know what I'm saying? You know, not, you know, like you're just afraid what could be the outcome.
What can it be, the consequences? Or what do you think they're going to be? I just think, like, if you notice, a lot of people, like, if you read people who, like, quote, you read their quotes, they're like, just get up and do it. It's like a 3-second rule. So if you don't get up and do it in the 3 seconds, you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
It's said that if you, like, say, okay, well, I'm going to go to the gym today. And if you don't get up and start, like, putting on your shoes, your sweats, or, you know, getting your jacket on, you're not going to go. You're procrastinating to actually do the actual action.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What do you think, X? I mean...
Yeah. But you can also think like this, right? Fear is the best thing to have, right? Think about it.
Back that up real quick. Why would you say that's the best thing to have?
Because a lot of people that I know that didn't have fear suffer immense consequence. They in jail.
Why? Oh, what you mean? Because there wasn't a... Like,
Because you got to think about it, right? You got to think about it. Everything comes with consequence. You start in a business, put all your money in it, you might lose it all.
No, I agree.
You leave one job that you was comfortable in to start something new, you get laid off in 2 months, so you can't go back to that job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why it's good to have fear and overthink, because to try to make the right decision. If you go into things without thinking, how many people be like, yo, did you think before you do that?
No,
did
you're right.
Think before you did this? So I think fear, in a way, is helpful.
That's very interesting you say that, because, I mean, I think fear, I mean, is something that is a learned behavior, though. I don't think us as human beings, that's something that's innate in us. I think it's something that we learn, we pick up, you know what I'm saying, through our upbringing. What I would say about fear, though, it is a difference when you really, you know what I'm saying, doing something that's ridiculous and, you know what I mean, knowing what could be the consequences. It's evident, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you know, it's a no-brainer.
But think about this. How about the crocodile hunter dude, right? Nigga had no fear. Was he scared of an alligator? He had no fear of nothing.
Well, he had no common sense. Like to me,
Think so?
like I mean, when you're dealing with an animal that you know it can't be domesticated, you're putting yourself in a very dangerous position. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's like the lion tamers.
Yeah, like that's just something that just logics to me.
Or like someone that tight ropes. Like you have no net, but you're on a like.
But a lot of them
string.
survive. A lot of them make careers without.
No,
being hurt.
they've been very fortunate.
They've been lucky.
even the lion tamers, like you see,
That's
except
crazy.
for Siegfried and Roy in that incident, but they had the same tiger for 25 years, and just one incident changed it. But like fear helped them. I mean, not having fear helped them. Made a lot of money.
Well, I mean, you know what? Okay, when I say fear, though, what I really relate to is basically fear as far as like you of trying to be
successful,
right? You know what I'm saying? Like not, you know what I'm saying, willing to take the risk. You know what I'm saying? And not to just fall back because you feel as if, you know, I'm not good enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to bother doing this, or it's too late for me. You know what I'm saying? Make up this because excuses are so easy to make up. That's the easiest things to do is make up excuses.
Yeah, that's excuses.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, we actually convince ourselves. We actually, you know, do our own psychology within ourselves, and we trick ourselves into believing that. You know what I'm saying? That's why the mind is very powerful, man. It's very powerful.
The mind is powerful, but it's also weak at the same time.
Why you say that? I mean,
for example, like if you get anxiety, you can't. Your mind, the anxiety comes from the brain, but then you can't control your anxiety because of your thoughts.
Right.
So the mind is strong. Well, maybe you as a person are weaker
but I think
than the mind.
It's just like what I said earlier in an earlier podcast. It's like the conscious mind working with your subconscious mind. Mm-hmm. Because your conscious mind is like the thinkers, it's the learning mind. You know what I'm saying? It's what the mind you use to rationalize. And whatever your subconscious mind does, your conscious mind does, your subconscious picks up on that. And that's how you become programmed. I was actually reading this book, you know what I'm saying, the Biology of Belief by Dr. Bruce Lipton, and he actually talked about how the first 7 years of your life are the most crucial years of your life. That's when you start to program everything as a kid. You know what I'm saying? This is why your subconscious mind, everything is programmed as an adult. So that's why certain people have a low self-esteem when they grow up because of what they've been through in the first 7 years. That's why I tell people you gotta be very cautious of how you really, you know, raise your kids, because how you speak to your kids, everything you're doing in front of them, saying to them, they're programming it, because kids cannot make conscious decisions yet. They don't have that mentality yet. They have a low vibration frequency, I think it would say it like that, and they can't think for themselves. You know what I'm saying? This is why we see it from a lot of, you know what I'm saying, people. You know, when the people are actually low, they have a low self-esteem, they're very insecure, it's because a lot has to do with their, you know, personal upbringing, what they've been through.
And they're very socially awkward.
Yes.
You notice that it's like that.
I'm thinking about my son. I'm like, socially awkward.
My daughter has a little bit of that because this generation is different.
Well, it's because of the internet and all that stuff.
That's why.
It's a different time.
It's not real, no interaction. Like even when you was little, you had friends interacting. Their friends are on the internet.
Yeah.
Their friends is in China.
Yeah. That's crazy. No, that's crazy.
Australia.
They got virtual friends. I mean, you're right about that.
When I was growing up, I got bullied a lot. Like I was the girl that got picked on. They used to call me olive oil. I used to wear my brother's hands me down.
Why? Because you being so skinny?
I was skinny. I would have my hair. My mom was raising 4 kids by herself, immigrant, you know. So when I would go to school, they would make fun of me. I wouldn't be able to sit at the pool table.
Oh, man.
So then as I got older, I kind of created a whole identity for myself. Because I was like, that's it. Ain't nobody making fun of my name no more. So when I got to junior high school, I already knew that I had to be, like, try to, like, shine somehow, some way. So I changed my name. You couldn't make fun of my name. Now you make fun of me.
Hold on, you changed your name? What do you mean?
You made your own nickname?
I made my own. I have my own name to my name. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Whatever. So in junior high school, I got into junior high school. I went into a whole different school. No one knew me. I would never forget this girl. She made fun of me. I was like, yo, meet me outside. I was like, yo, meet me outside.
Uh-oh.
Well, because I knew I had to stick up for myself because I got tired of people picking on me. But then as I got older and I worked at the club scenes, there was no stopping me because all that did was help me be better. Like, I was like, no, there's no way you're telling me I'm ugly. There's no way you're telling me I'm not that girl. There's no way, because I worked too hard to get where I'm at. So it, like, kind of motivated me to want to be better. Like, all those bullies, like, thank you, all of you.
Oh, let's give you a clap. I got the official. There you go.
Give me a clap.
There you go.
Thank you. You guys were my inspiration, my motivators. I appreciate you guys.
That's crazy.
And listen, I was working at Macy's for the holidays, and there's one girl who used to pick on me. Her name was Olivia. You never forget your bully's name. She walked in and she was asking about a certain perfume, and I looked at her and I told my coworker, I'm like, yo, homegirl used to pick on me in elementary school. Yo, but look how washed up she looked right now. She looks horrible, like horrible. I was like, well, you know, shit happens.
You know, what goes around comes around, right? That's the saying.
Should never make fun of me, boo.
You know?
Never make fun of me. Not that I'm all that cute, but
I could definitely relate what you're saying, though, because I mean, I actually, you know what I'm saying, I definitely had a particular peer of mine. His name was Joel, though, too. You know what I'm saying? You're right about that. You always remember the names. You can never forget the names. But, I mean, I felt bad for him, though, at the same time, because, you know, Joel was like 2 grades behind. You know what I'm saying? And he was very, like you know, I don't want to say slow, but, you know what I mean, he wasn't really all in there, you know. And I think the bullying came from him not accepting, like him just trying to disguise that because, you know what I mean, he had a hard time learning. So the way he disguised it is by bullying kids that were a lot smaller than him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? A lot younger, obviously, because he was 2 grades above us. Well, not 2 grades, but he was 2 years older than us. You know what I mean? So as I got older, I started to realize it. I started to really, you know, sympathize more with that. You know what I'm saying? Rather than try to, like, you know, feel as if a certain, you know, I don't know, grudge against them. Because, you know, now as you get older, you start to think about, you know, maybe that person is going through something, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We don't know, you know what I mean?
I think the bullies, the bullies start at home.
Yeah.
That's all, like, it all comes from home. It comes from your parents making fun of you, your brother picking on you. So it's like when the kids are home and they were like, oh, you're a chubby chub. I'm like, don't tell him that you got to deal with society already judging him.
Yeah, but that's like the first line of defense, though. That could make you stronger, though.
Yeah, but some kids are not that, like, they're not built like we were built, bro. Like, I'm dead serious.
Why?
Because of technology. They don't even go outside. My son goes to the park and I'm literally like this the whole time. Bro, I dare you pick up my son because I'm going to punch you straight in your face. We went to the park one day and my son was playing tag, but my son was maybe like 3 years younger. Mm. So they had him chasing all the big kids. So I'm sitting there and I'm seeing my little son trying to run after these kids. I go, yo, I'm playing. So I jump into the game. I'm running. I'm chasing all these kids down. I'm jumping through the slides. I felt like I was back in junior high school. And they're like, I'm playing with them and I'm catching on them. Once you got caught, you had to sit down. So I was like, so what's up? Like, who wants more? And then I was like, no, listen, we have to go now, I tell my son. And the guy goes, where are you guys going? I was like, I got to take my son to go eat. He goes, that's your son? You're a mom? I'm like, bro, and you didn't even know. I didn't even have a sports bra on. Like, if I had a sports bra, none of you guys would have made it out alive in this game. Because kids, they don't play. They're on the internet. And it's like, there's cyberbullying. We didn't deal with cyberbullying. Yeah,
that's all I'm about to bring up.
We didn't deal with cyberbullying. Mm-hmm. We didn't deal with any of those bad habits.
Bad habits.
We didn't deal with bad habits.
We dealt with it worse because we dealt with in-person bullying.
But you would punch up in person in the face.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that. It's just that.
And they knew not to mess with you again.
No, I put it in my mind. Listen, this bully is not going to stop until I stand up to this dude.
Exactly.
He's not going to stop. That's when the Rocky movies came in, all the fighting movies.
The Rockies, that was classic,
dude,
too.
You had to. You remember Channel 11 on 8 o'clock?
For free?
Like, those tomorrow we fighting. After you watch Rocky 4, we fighting.
Feeling so inspired, like, you know.
We fighting. But we have to stand up, or not, it's not going to be no change. But not going to change.
Yeah.
Those are also, like, bad habits that kids have nowadays. Like, they kind of, like, feel good when they pick on other kids. Like my son, he's susceptible of getting picked on. There's kids that are susceptible to getting picked on because of the way they look and because they are the smarter kids and because they're the quiet ones and because everyone likes them kid.
Well, my thing I don't get is, like you said it, it's like 95% cyberbullying. Literally, you could just press delete, close, and walk away. What was harder was going to school the next day.
And seeing them face to face.
Face to face. There's no ducking him.
About it.
There's no ducking him. Nick, you can literally turn off your computer and walk away and just watch TV or draw or do something else. But how is it that we so sucked into the internet phase that a nigga from Miami, Tennessee, could ruin your life or ruin your day?
It's being accepted, that's why.
Right. On the internet?
Yeah.
But you don't know Adam and Eve.
What I would say is that, I mean, for this generation kids, though, I mean, because adults actually also go through cyberbullying, too, though. You know what I mean? Honestly. But with kids, though, they're actually born into it. Mm-hmm. So they can't really process that of, like we just said right now, turning your computer off or pressing delete. They can't process that because they were not brought up in an age that it was a transition like we were. You know what I mean? We could do that because we were living at a time that there was no internet, there was no computer, so we could just do that. But a kid that's brought up in this generation, they can't process that, you know what I mean? Because they're brought up in something that's so instantaneous.
But we need to bring it back then, because...
You got to take away the technology.
Or not even take away, because you know what? I disagree, because we kind of grew up with technology.
Yeah, but not the way it is now.
We had MySpace.
Yeah.
And MySpace was like, you couldn't even like...
Well, I was an adult already. I'm talking about like as kids. Like we ain't like...
Yeah, we didn't have anything.
Yeah,
we didn't have technology.
No. But we grew up with... Remember?
There was no cell phones. There was no computers.
But cell phones...
I mean, computers, but I mean, not the way we have it,
Exactly.
Today.
I remember being in elementary.
But there was no internet, though.
No, but how about in 2000 AOL American Online? That was in 97, 98.
That was a dial-up.
But it was dial-up though, and it was different. Like we're chatting.
But
right.
It was never. Though. Yeah, but it was never. You're gonna like for example, I was explaining to someone. My page is private, so I only had like 648 followers, right? That I personally know. I get 614 views on a reel. No. Out of those 614 views, I only get 114 likes, which is like, okay, you're looking at my shit.
1 out of 6.
But you're not liking. So in my head, I'm just like, I don't give a shit that you're not liking it because you're watching it.
Right.
Whatever, it doesn't matter to me. But what's like, someone else will say, but why they're not liking it? Like they viewed it, but why can't they just hit the little heart and the heart, the little heart, and my heart is gonna feel bigger. And then the other thing is, it's satisfying.
Oh.
It's satisfying, and that's another bad habit that we have, that we need we need to be satisfied through little things like that.
I agree.
It shouldn't be, because that should not base your happiness.
That sounds crazy.
You know what? That's a clap for Iris right there. That's an excellent point right there.
But that does sound kind of crazy that you get satisfaction off of.
It's psychological, though.
It is psychological.
It's psychological.
It is. It is.
But
and mainstream media has made that.
But how did we get this far into it that would affect our lives?
We live. I mean, most people. I want to just say kids, but a lot of people live in this virtual world.
Let me tell you something. I don't give a flying fuck about any of this shit. Like literally, like if somebody right now on my live would say something negative, I'd be like, oh shit.
Right. Know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Like this is not.
But you already got that embedded in your mind already. You know what I'm saying?
And not even that, is that from your childhood, you blew with the punches. Like you had to hold down your ground. If you didn't stand your ground, you were gonna like sabotage yourself. Kids these days don't have that ground. It's like what he said. We transitioned into this, so it was more like your mama drove. Yo, your mama mad fat. Yo, but your mama asked for a receipt when she gave birth for you. You know, like things like that. So we would go with the mama jokes. These kids are like that transition to like, yo, I got picked on even worse in school than what I do on the internet. But there's people that actually get upset when they don't get a certain amount of likes, and I read it online. That's a bad habit. Like it's acceptance of other people, and you should not care to be accepted by someone else, and that's where you fall into place. You don't care to be accepted. You're accepting yourself for who you are. So you know what? Can I curse?
Yeah, go ahead.
Fuck you. You don't fucking like me, and I don't give a fuck. What you said? You said you didn't like my hat, bitch. Did you buy my hat? I don't think you did.
we need like programs to like help these adolescents dealing with that.
My son is a good example of that. And no matter how much I big my son up, he will always be that way. And I don't know, like he has low self-esteem. And I learned this when he was 2 years old. His teacher told me, your son is going to have problems with his feelings because he doesn't know how to kind of express them. So, my son is 10 years old. He's my height and he weighs 130.
Oh wow!
But he's my height, and I'm supposed to weigh 130. No, I'm supposed to weigh like 120. But he's bigger than me, so he's like, "Ma, I don't look good. Ma, this, ma, do I look good?" I go, "Papi, you look good, whatever you wear." And I don't, So I try to, as much as I tell him, he doesn't register it. So it's like he got picked on in school. I put him in MMA. A kid punched him in the chest. I told him, he's like, "Mommy, can I take self-defense?" I'm like, bro, you are 1 year old. Why are you asking me for self-defense class? And then he goes, because they're picking me in school. And I'm like, oh, they're picking on you? All right, cool. As long as no one touches you. So now they started physically touching him. I go, when you go to school on Monday, I say, you're going to punch that kid. His name was Joel. A lot
of Joel's brilliant.
I'm like,
right.
Yeah, it was a little South American kid. And they grew up. They came up in pre-K, kindergarten. So I was like, you know what? When Joel hits you, you're gonna hit him back. When Monday came, he ran out of the school. Mommy, I hit Joel. I was like, oh, you did? I was like, good for you. You're not gonna. My son is not a punching bag. Kids commit suicide because they don't stick up.
And that's a real.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a bad habit that they have in schools where they don't even let you know. My kid literally got drop kicked in the chest. I didn't find out through the teacher. I found out through the nurse. And I was just like, oh, because lowers their point system when they report these things. Or like their scores or whatever. I don't know how that shit works, but something like that. And I was just like, no, you're gonna defend yourself. And I went to the teacher. I was like, listen, my son has my permission to hit anybody that hits him. He is not a punching bag. And I was like, and he would never get hit again. He never got hit again.
I grew up in that touching on a little thing about confidence, like the son, the Biggie. Nigga said it. I'm fat, black, ugly as ever. However,
Yeah.
And he had couple of beautiful women on the face of the earth. See, that's that charismatic and confidence. This nigga told you, nigga, I'm fat, black, and ugly as ever. However, and got the most beautiful woman on the face of the earth.
Absolutely.
You can't teach that, but that's what we have to instill in our kids to this day.
Absolutely,
Big pun.
Yeah.
Big Pun was cute when he was
See
thin.
what I'm saying?
He wasn't
skinny.
when he was skinny. Because I seen a picture of Big Pun. I was like,
I couldn't believe that was Pun too.
I was like,
the same picture. Yeah.
I was like,
Well, what
wow.
you thought of him when he was big?
You
have to think about it. So you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
Listen, my biggest
charisma catches people.
Oh yeah.
No, but you have to be charismatic. If you're not charismatic, then you're just dry in the inside. Like you're like a raisin.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't have that. It's like look at Jackie Gleason. Like the Frank Sinatras and they wasn't. Well, Frank Sinatra was something different, but like Jackie Gleason was nothing to look at. But he had beautiful women and charismatic and.
But sometimes you see the ugliest man with the beautiful women. Then you see the most
charismatic.
Yeah, the inside, right? The inside.
Now, even just the way they carve himself. Look at Jay-Z. Yeah, Jay-Z's not to look at, but look, absolutely. Confidence.
I don't know. I think Beyonce was kind of like
what?
Like programmed into that.
Oh, programmed.
I got a question. Because somebody was telling me, not conspiracy. Somebody told me, I was listening to Sean Paul, right? Because Sean Paul has one of the biggest hits of like our time when we used to go out clubbing, right? Mm-hmm. So someone tells me like, Jay-Z, the reason why Sean Paul is not popping no more, and I go, why? He goes, oh, because he slept with Beyonce, and I'm just like, nah, because they did that Dangerous in Love.
That's rude.
No, it was Baby Boy.
It was Baby Boy.
Baby Boy.
Okay. Yeah. So I was like, nah, she ain't crazy to hit that. And they were like, why not? She hit Jay-Z.
She hit that? Oh, Sean Paul hit that. Which one was that?
No, Sean Paul.
Oh.
Well, either or, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, I'm like, you think so? And I'm like, nah. I don't think so.
I think there's rumors. I don't really pay attention to rumors. But he says, she says, she.
Yeah, nah.
Because that's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they still married. They got married. They had kids, like, after that shit. Like.
He cheated.
Right. Well, yeah, but he actually confessed. He admitted to it, though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what's her name? Becky?
No, but the crazy thing was, not the whole topic, but, like, the crazy thing was, in the interview, right, they said they was together for 17 years. In the 17 years, he cheated on her in 11 years of her. That's gangster. Well, yo, that's like
you glorifying.
No, nigga, that's gangster to the point of to the point like you could resolve it and change.
It depends.
Okay.
It depends. That's a bad habit. Cheating is a bad habit.
Oh man, let's get
cheating.
That'll be the second session right now because we're gonna go to our little break right now. But go ahead, real quick. End it off real quick.
Cheating is a bad habit.
It is, but I give Beyonce a lot of credit.
Why? If she would have not stood with him, they would have ruined her. Like they would have. She would have been ruined.
She cheated.
So what?
She could have just went off with the money and
she didn't need his money.
Man.
She got bread.
She's still gonna get some money from him.
We're gonna hold this conversation for our next second half. You know what I'm saying? The After Roundtable podcast. Tonight's topic again is bad habit. You know what I'm saying? With the special co-host, the lovely Iris, and our guest right here, Xavier. You know what I mean? So we'll be back.
Extravagante.